Is your Amazon listing stuck saying BSR is undefined and you can't figure out why you're not organically ranking for all of your relevant keywords? This is literally one of the most frustrating issues on Amazon because you're probably getting tons of sales, but Amazon is not recognizing it and it's not letting you rank organically on all of your most relevant keywords. So in this video, I'm going to go over why you got to fix this problem and how we can go about diagnosing it. So I was actually having a look at one of my clients' listings and I saw that one of their best-selling products actually had BSR as undefined. And I knew right out the gate, this is one of the biggest issues as to why we're not ranking organically or getting tons of more sales. Because this listing is showing that it's doing $0, but it's actually doing quite a big bit in revenue. But Amazon cannot recognize it. Now, why can I not recognize it? Because BSR is undefined. What does this mean? Pretty much you do not have a bestseller rank, which means you're not showcasing in your specific category. You don't have a ranking. And this is how Amazon's entire system operates. If we don't have a bestseller rank, people can't look for our actual product, and Amazon's algorithm can't pick up that our product is specific to these keywords. So if you don't know how, like a quick way to figure this out, so it shows BSR is undefined. And another way to figure out like if this is the main issue is if you run this through Helium 10 Cerebro and you look at your keyword distribution. So for this product, it's showing we have 0 organic keywords. Why is this a big issue? Amazon is not picking up any keywords that we should organically be indexing for, right? We have paid keywords because we're running PPC and we're getting sales, but Amazon cannot determine which keywords are specific to our products so we can start indexing for. And this is a big issue because then we're not going to get as many organic sales. And we definitely do not want that to happen. That's the whole point of trying to sell. We want organic sales. And if you don't fix this, you're never really going to hit that next level. You're going to be stuck spending so much money on PPC and wondering why you're not growing. So I'm going to diagnose exactly how we can go about fixing this. Okay, let's go over some obvious reasons first as to why you might have this issue. The first thing is that you're not getting enough sales. So Amazon needs your product to have enough sales or sales velocity in a given time period for it to assign you to an actual category. So until you get sales, you're not going to get a BSR rank. Second thing is if you're out of stock too much. If you're out of stock often, Amazon just gets rid of you on that algorithm on your category and it does not recognize it. The third thing is if your listing is suppressed. So if you have a suppressed listing due to whatever issue, maybe you don't have a proper UPC updated, a GS1 barcode, or you just are not following Amazon's category restrictions, it's going to automatically get rid of your product and suppress it. So those are the 3 main things that you want to fix right out the gate. Now, let's say you don't have any of those 3 issues. So let's get on to the next level. So one of the main things is you want to go into your actual listing and hit edit listing. And let's have a look on the back end. So the main thing we're trying to have a look at is item type keyword. If you don't know what this is, it's pretty much are used to place new ASINs in the appropriate place within the graph. So you want the most specific and accurate term for your product. So it's like your subcategory. And the thing is, if you choose a subcategory that is very specific, but it does not have enough competition or keyword volume, it's not going to recognize it because there's no competition. There's no one to actually base the data off of. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're in the proper subcategory. Now, if you don't know what the proper subcategory for your product is, I recommend going to your top competitor and having a look at what category they're in. So for this top competitor, gags and practical joke toys. This is the main one. So go back into your Sales Central, make sure you're in this category. If you're in a different run, make sure to change it. But that's the first thing I would do to fix this issue. Okay, next thing what you want to do is you want to make a category listing report. And the reason for this is we want to compare our backend actual data that we use to upload the file and our actual listing data to make sure that they're both aligned. So when you go into this report, make sure, go into your actual product and make sure that the actual subcategory is the same that's actually on the front end that we update the listing. Because if it's different, that's the main reason why there's an issue. So go into your backend, make sure that for your UPC or whatever listing we're having to look at, that it's the same subcategory or an item type keyword that we have on the actual listing itself. Make sure your actual listing copy reflects your actual category. So if you are in a category for gags and practical joke toys, but for some reason your listing is completely different, let's say you're talking about home appliances, like everything with home appliances, Amazon's going to be super confused and the algorithm's not going to pick that up. So you want to make sure your entire copy actually reflects the category you're in. So this is your title, your bullet points, and also your back end terms. This is very important. So make sure everything coincides with your actual subcategory and your actual listing copy, because why would it not be, right? So this is the third thing you can diagnose. And last thing, obviously, if none of this works, you have to open a case with Amazon, which is the worst thing. No one wants to open a case. Horrible customer service and everything. But last case, open the case, talk about you had this issue, everything's set up, this is your product, and they'll give you exact reasonings. Now, the main reason is usually that something is not aligned in the back end, like you're in a different category in your inventory report, but when you go on your actual listing, it's something different, or maybe you're just not in the proper category itself. Like maybe it's a deeper category for your product that you haven't realized that like should be in. So we need to align all the stuff. But pretty much you need to make sure you fix this issue, because if you don't, you will not rank on keywords related to your product, and you will never eventually scale your brand. So this is a very big issue. Let me know your thoughts on this. I just had this issue I was going over with some client of ours, and this is one thing that's holding us back. So figure this out. Let me know your thoughts. Have a wonderful day.